This VTuber submitted a DMCA takedown request on my video, where I explained the many allegations and accusations being thrown their way. But thankfully, YouTube themselves were on my side. Welcome to AG News. I'm your host, Active Genesis, and today we will be talking about how the VTuber I covered in a video a few weeks back has apparently issued a takedown request on said video. This VTuber being FalterXV. Before we get further into the video, I just want to state that I do not condone or encourage any harassment directed towards anyone mentioned in this video. I am making it to bring awareness to things Falter has allegedly done to harass others, and that while I may be included amongst his many victims now, and may be more biased about this matter because of it, I don't look fondly onto those who are willing to stoop down to his level. Also, before I get into the email I received from YouTube, and the other topics I plan to cover in this video, I highly suggest you go watch my first video on the situation. Not just to get a good idea of his other allegations, but also because there's evidence supporting that Falter may have had a previous YouTube channel terminated for doing this exact thing, submitting abusive legal requests. In other words, false DMCA takedowns. Also, as I mentioned in the previous video, it appears that YouTube, in this tweet, apparently told Falter that he was prohibited from accessing, possessing, or creating any other YouTube accounts. And if this is true, then that would mean that Falter is in violation of this ban. He also claims his Twitter account YouTube was interacting with was just an impersonator. But again, I already covered this in my previous video. Now, let's talk about the email. And because Falter has apparently taken some screenshots I posted from this email out of context to say I'm impersonating him, let me explain what this email is. This email is YouTube showing me and providing me their entire interaction with Falter as he apparently tried to take down my video. And just to prove that this is a real email, I'm going to show you a video of me going to my email and opening the email I received. Of course, I will understandably be censoring all the information that is not related to this situation, and any private information that could result in the harassment of myself or Falter. And now that I've provided evidence that these following screenshots I will be showing from the email aren't photoshopped, let's talk about what was said in the email. In the email I received, YouTube let me know that they received a notification for copyright infringement on my video. However, they assured me that they believe my video was protected by fair use, and that they do not plan to remove the video from my channel. You can see what Falter told YouTube about my video infringing on his content in this screenshot here. However, out of respect of his privacy, I have censored his full legal name and his email. I would also like to point out that Falter acknowledges that the abuse of the DMCA tool will result in the termination of his YouTube channel, and I just want to say that if this were to happen to him for a potential second time, it would not be a good look for him and his credibility. YouTube then told Falter that they are concerned that his copyright notification may not be valid in this case, due to it being legal in many countries to use copyrighted works in specific ways without the owner's authorization, particularly for transformative purposes, such as news reporting, parody, commentary, or review. YouTube then proceeded to ask for more information from Falter, to see if he could give more explanation and reasons as to why he thinks my video infringed on his content. The first question YouTube asked Falter was, how much of his copyright work was used in the video? To which Falter responded, it uses a 2-minute section of my VOD from my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is monetized, and this content was taken from my Twitch channel without my express consent or permission to be used in a manner to defame and harass my channel, not to fairly use the monetized content of my Twitch VOD. The user was also banned from my Twitch channel, and therefore had to record my content through a means that Twitch does not allow. Twitch allows the clipping of content through Twitch's clipped system, and since this user was banned for their behavior on my channel, they then had to record it through a non-official means to harass and attack me. Now, I want to point out that I only used 20 seconds of footage that was provided by a Twitter account called the VTuber Blacklist, half of which was the clip in question. The clip also was highly edited and used in a manner to provide evidence to an allegation against him, not to defame him. The second question YouTube asked Falter was, how is the market of his original work affected by this use? To which Falter responded, my Twitch channel had this content taken from it in multiple locations and is not crediting my channel or asking permission to use this content from my channel. It is not transforming the content from my channel as it is directly stating it is from it and using all audio present from my stream at the timestamps of the infringement listed. YouTube then followed up by asking, does this use significantly transform your original work? To which Falter replied, it does not. It uploads my content exactly as it was originally uploaded, but tries to spin my content as something it is not to defame and cause injury to the monetary value or my content or streams to prevent people from viewing my channel and content while using it. Additionally, it shows my face cam in the content for my stream without blurring the sensitive information from my stream either. This violates my privacy as well as my copyright. I once again want to point out that the clip was highly edited, and that I mentioned multiple times throughout the first video that the purpose of the video was not to harass or defame anyone mentioned in it, and that the actual purpose of the video was just to bring awareness to the many accusations and allegations Falter was facing, and that I did not condone any harassment directed his way or towards anyone else mentioned in the video, for that matter. In the making of this video, I also noticed that the clip Falter apparently was trying to claim is infringing upon his content wasn't even from his channel. As you can see in the URL, the clip was taken from Falter's friend Ryan RNG's channel, not Falter's, which just adds more evidence of this being an unlawful DMCA takedown request, as the content did not even belong to Falter in the first place. YouTube's final question to Falter was, does this use fall into an exception to copyright protection? To which Falter responded, no, it does not. However, it looks like YouTube didn't agree with Falter, as they sent a final reply to him stating, thank you for your message. However, we remain concerned that your copyright notification is not valid for some or all of the videos identified in your notification. As a result, the content will remain live on YouTube. In other words, YouTube believes that the content in my video falls under the laws of fair use, and that I didn't even have to defend the video myself. YouTube did that for me. However, folks, I'm afraid that's not the end of our story. In fact, it's far from it. You see, I tweeted out screenshots of this email on Twitter, and it appears that Falter was not happy about being called out. Apparently, Falter now seems to be claiming that he never filed a takedown request against my video, and states that YouTube wouldn't send an email to the defendant of a video notifying them of a DMCA takedown request. Which, I mean, come on. How else would you find out someone tried to take down your video? For example, I was provided a screenshot of user NLBashTheBear receiving an email from someone claiming content in his video. Saying that YouTube wouldn't email creators about something as serious as a DMCA claim on their videos is downright idiotic. I'm sorry, Falter. However, it appears that I'm not the only one who apparently got a DMCA takedown request from Falter recently. For example, Flip, another one of Falter's alleged victims, had a video taken down by Falter as well, and Falter has publicly stated that it was him who took down the video. Not to mention that the email Falter used to take down Flip's video is the same one that was used to try and take down my video. However, I once again have censored Falter's email out of respect towards his privacy. I would also like to point out that the day I received this email was the day after I interviewed Flip over on my main YouTube channel, which isn't evidence of anything, but it just seems suspicious that YouTube emailed me about Falter trying to take down my video the day after I interviewed one of his alleged victims. Also, I made a YouTube short from said interview, in which Flip told a funny story of how when he was 8 years old, he dared his friend at the time that was also 8 years old to stick his private parts into the hole of a hornet's nest for 100 yen.
I mean, when I was younger, I tricked my friend into sticking his dick into a hornet's nest. So, Genesis laughed at it, so I'll just really quickly address it. When I was younger, my friend and I lived in Vegas. I told him that I'd give him 100 yen because a hornet's nest had fallen on the ground after a storm and somehow hadn't crashed. There was a single hole in the bottom of it. I was like 8 at the time. I said, hey, stick your dick in it. What could go wrong? He did it. Bad things happened. That's all you need to know. He got his 100 yen. However, he thought 100 yen was $100. For those of you who don't know Japanese currency, 100 yen is $1. I also locked him out of the house while the hornets were chasing him.
Oh my god, dude.
So yeah, that was... I was a kid.
Wow, that's so mean.
I was 8. He had his pants out. He was running around the back of the backyard, waddling around while hornets were swarming him. Hey, I didn't almost kill the guy. That was the hornets.
However, it appears that Falter is spreading misinformation and lies regarding this story, stating that myself and Flip admitted they were harming 8-year-old children and paying them to touch them, which is just downright slander and defamation, and if he keeps this up, could end up getting Falter dragged into court. Not just by me, but also by the other victims he is spreading misinformation and slander about. Our story just gets even more wild from here, though, as on February 8th, Falter put out a poll on his Twitter, asking if it was worth making a video exposing me and Flip. Falter also appears to be confused, because despite the post only receiving 93 votes, he is proudly claiming that he ratioed me, because his post at the time had over 20,000 views. He's also claiming that everyone reacting to my posts are just my alternate accounts on Twitter, which inspired many people to start poking fun at this baseless claim, including Twitter user and VTuber MattyDeath, who replied to Falter, "I guess I'm just an active Genesis alt account now. I don't know why no one told me." To which Falter instantly replied, "I guess so. That's why you came to cry for him, right?" Seethe. However, if Falter had done just the bare minimum of research, he would have realized that MattyDeath is actually a Twitch partner, a friend of mine, and how idiotic it is to just accuse random people of being an alternate account. Although, maybe I should just be flattered that Falter thinks I'm entertaining enough to be partnered on Twitch. That is quite the compliment after all. Also, as a side note, I did a poll on my Twitter to see how many people believed me and the alleged victims over Falter, and well, I think the results speak for themselves. Also, I really quickly want to show you how Falter is talking about me and my friends, as well as how he claims that I own Discord accounts who are wishing death upon him, without even providing evidence to support those claims. Next, I wanted to talk about how Falter is blocking anyone and everyone that likes, follows, or interacts with posts from any of his alleged victims. This is happening so much that a new hashtag was even started on Twitter for those he has blocked and or harassed, which already has a ton of different VTubers and content creators using the hashtag to share their stories about him. Feel free to take a look into this hashtag and see more for yourself. Also, as an update, it appears that Falter is planning to stop using the Azure Lane character Scharnhorst as his model, and is planning on using a slightly different one now. You know what? Good on you, Falter. I'm glad you decided to stop infringing on an IP. On other news, Falter and his friends have also been joining Discord servers, like mine and MattyDeath's, to post screenshots of us talking about him or making fun of him, calling us harassers, doxers, and whatever else pops into his head. Such as a screenshot here from MattyDeath's server, in which Falter only showed Mamini, another streamer on MattyDeath's Twitch team, posting the link to my video, and a message she wrote that said, "I will hurt you too." Which, as you can see in this full screenshot, was Mamini's response to two of her friends calling her mom. Also, during the making of this video, a friend of mine named Ruby tried to interact with Falter in a neutral way, and even tried to be friendly. However, Falter then made some posts on Twitter that were making fun of Ruby, saying, "Literally begged me to unblock it." Like, actually got down on all fours and begged. Was a meme. So, Ruby made a video in response, which I will link in the description, and if it was taken down by Falter for DMCA, then hopefully that gives you a good idea of what he's like. Also, to help provide evidence of Falter and his friends using alternate accounts to harass people, which is something I mentioned in the first video, let me read off an interesting interaction that VTuber Octopi had on Twitter. Octopi tweeted out saying, "Streaming kind of feels like a lot of stress, and it's a bit hard to actually keep up on. I've been kind of debating on doing YouTube instead so I can edit my videos and stuff and actually have a consistent upload schedule." To which user Knucklehead replied, "A lot of stress? I don't know. I just think nobody cares about your content. When your Twitter to Twitch follows are this disproportionate, it says a lot." To which Octopi responded jokingly, "Just say you want to kiss me. Oh my god." And the reason I brought this up is because of this response to Octopi, in which the Twitter account Knuckle on Knuck admits to being an alternate account belonging to Ryan RNG, a known friend and supporter of Falter. I would also like to talk about how I've been provided evidence that supports claims that Falter may be changing his story of how he was allegedly attacked and stabbed at his home, which I will now go through. With how much this story has changed, I find it hard to believe that anyone will trust a word out of this man's mouth. That's all I have for you about the situation right now. But just like the last video, I ask that you do not harass or target anyone mentioned here. The purpose of this video is to bring awareness to the situation and hopefully let more people know what's going on. However, I do ask that you keep an eye on Falter, and that if you see him spreading misinformation and slander without evidence, I do encourage you to report his accounts for it. Not harass him, but report him, so that we can hopefully put an end to his lies, slander, and harassment. I would also just like to mention that I wasn't even going to make the original video I posted on Falter, because the evidence people had provided me was an overwhelming mess of information. However, that was before Falter blocked me, just because I asked for information on the situation on Twitter, rather than reach out to me and give me his side. It made him look way too suspicious not to make a video on him. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and hope that you will leave a like and comment to let me know what you thought of both the video itself and the situation at hand. And also share it around to help get the word out there about this story. And if you like checking out my main channel, where I do interviews, gaming, and so on, then I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.